Welcome to this week's episode of Off-Grid Alpaca Life with Dave and Nicole. Thank you for subscribing and watching this entire episode to see how we live off-grid and raise over 60 alpacas. I just came out to do the evening chores, pass out mash and pellets for all of our babies and mamas. And I discovered a fresh pile of liquid diarrhea. And upon inspection, I discovered that baby Eclipse had the same poop all around his butt, so he has diarrhea. I got his temperature. It's 102.3, which is within normal range. Normal range for alpacas is 99 to 102.5. So he doesn't have a temperature, so I'm going to keep observing him. But I did decide to treat him with some probiotics and some electrolytes just to get him replenished and hydrated. And I also decided to separate him and his mama from the rest of the herd. I decided to do that because, when you're symptomatic, you could possibly be contagious. And I certainly don't want him exposing our other babies to possibly something viral. I'm not really sure. Hi, buddy. You got upset tummy? We have a wedding coming up this weekend that I have been preparing for. It'll be the first time that I bring our alpacas to a wedding. So it's kind of a big deal and I want it to be really special and beautiful. So I'm going to make some necklaces for the alpacas to wear. I'm going to needle felt some balls, string together, and then they'll have necklaces to wear that are just kind of white fiber balls. You'll see what I mean. Needle felting is a modern form of felting. It was invented in the 1980s. Wet felting is the ancient practice that goes back to the origins of humanity. But needle felting, as you can see here, you use a needle that is serrated, and by punching it through the fiber over and over and over again, it causes those microscopic scales to become entangled. I am using a needle felting gun that delivers about 1,000 pokes per minute that really speeds up and expedites the felting process, allowing me to make art at even a faster rate and also support my body because felting is hard work. Sadly, baby Eclipse has had a little bit more diarrhea. I rechecked his temperature and it was now 103.0. So he now does have a fever and more diarrhea. So we started some antibiotics. Obviously, if it's viral, the antibiotics aren't going to do anything. But at this point, we don't know if it's bacterial or viral. All we know is that he is having symptoms. So we are treating him. Raising, breeding, and selling alpacas is how we survive as homesteaders, and we take responsibility for every single life we bring into the world, so we don't waste any time intervening with a sick baby. Here's baby Eclipse. So Dave came out to check him at midnight last night. There was no new diarrhea in the pen. However, when I came out at 4 a.m., there was a few new teeny tiny piles. So we're going to go ahead and do his morning assessment and get his temperature and reweigh him because the antibiotic that I'm giving, it does require us to have an accurate weight because it's a weight-based medicine. And last night when I got his weight, he was so squirmy on the scale. I'm just not sure if it was a very accurate weight. So Dave is out here this morning and he's going to help me get the weight so that we can be sure that we're giving him the right dose of antibiotics. So he doesn't appear to be sick. He has good energy. A lot of times when Krias have fevers, they'll be very fatigued and lethargic laying down. Maybe their head's laying down, but he's not showing any of those symptoms. So we think that's a good sign. Every day this week, I am working with Cacao and Neptune together on the lead because they are the two handsome alpacas that we are bringing to the wedding this weekend. Neptune is the brown alpaca and Cacao is the black alpaca. Neptune is just a little bit over 2 years old and Cacao is just a little bit over 1.
Good boys. Neptune walk.
The commands we teach all of our alpacas are walk, stand, circle, and kisses.
Circle. Circle, circle.
We are expanding our solar, which is really exciting because that allows us to get a bigger fridge. So Dave is building a new solar shed that's much larger to house our new batteries. We have lived off grid together for 2.5 years, and this entire time we have lived out of a small fridge. We do our supply run once a week. We go and get groceries because our farm is really remote. We're 15 miles down a dirt road. It takes 90 minutes to get to the grocery store. So when we go to the grocery store, we have to get enough food to last us for every single meal for an entire week. We don't eat out or anything, and only having a small fridge has been really hard. So now having a bigger fridge, it's a total upgrade to our off-grid lives.
Going to help Dave get the metal roofing up on the new solar shed. We have high winds today, so it's a little bit risky. He definitely doesn't want to do it on his own because he's afraid of being decapitated by the metal roofing, and rightfully so. We've done this a few times. We did roofing for the carport that's connected to the lodge, and we did roofing over on our big barn and also our little barn. So we have some experience doing this for sure.
Dave and I are each other's only people. We rarely see other humans except for when we do our supply run. So that definitely creates a different relationship than either of us ever had before we moved off grid. To live this lifestyle, we not only have to be self-reliant in general, but we also have to show up for each other in a much more deeper and diverse way. So emotionally, we have to be there for each other, but then also physically, you will see in this video how I hold Dave's foot up as he's putting the screws in. We depend on each other to keep each other safe in order to maintain our off-grid lifestyle. We have agreed that neither of us would still be out here if we were by ourselves, but together we are stronger. So any task or challenge that comes our way, we can handle it together. What this lifestyle has taught us the most is communication. We have had to learn how to communicate when we're doing projects like this and also working with the animals. When you're somebody's only human and they're your only human, you have no time for communication blocks. You have to make sure you're being understood and that you're understanding them. This is absolutely vital for our off-grid lifestyle and also to maintain harmony within our relationship.
Here's the alpaca ball necklaces I was making for Cacao and Neptune. I decided to make black balls for Neptune to wear out of Cacao's fiber and white balls for Cacao to wear. So I'm gonna go try them on the alpacas. I'm guessing I might have to add a few more balls because I kind of want them to be a little bit like chokers. I don't want them to be hanging really low like, kind of like a wreath would or a garland. I want them to be a little bit tight. I've got Cacao and Neptune in the pen and we're gonna try on their new necklaces. We'll do Cacao's necklace first. Cacao, come here, buddy. Cacao, come here, buddy. What's that, Neptune? Come here. That's a good boy. Walk, walk, stand. That's a good boy. Stand,
This is basically a perfect fit. It's exactly what I was going for. It was like a choker kind of look. Okay, let's try Neptune's. And again, Neptune's balls are made from cacao's fiber, so it's kind of funny. Neptune, stand. Walk. Walk. Come on, walk. Good boy. Necklace. Necklace. Also like a perfect fit, right? I think Neptune's maybe needs to be a little bit lower on his neck. Let's see. Here, buddy. There we go. That's a good boy. That's a good boy. Come here. Walk. Good boy. Stand. Let's try that again. Okay. Walk. 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 Stand. Stand. Good boy. Kisses. Kisses. Good boy. That's good boys. They look perfect. Perfect. This is how much hay we go through in 1 month with over 60 alpacas. It's early in the morning and Dave is starting to unload it so that we can feed our herd. We hope to build a hay barn in the near future to store our hay and keep it out of the elements, but for now, Dave props it up on some pallets to keep it a few inches off the ground. It's really cold today. Just getting out to the barn. Going to get weights on the babies and let them outside. Let's check the temperature out here. Can you see that? So it's about 34. Just a hair over 34, so maybe we can call it 35. So pretty darn cold for our ladies and their babies. This mama right here, Fiona, is like way overdue. She has not had her baby yet. She's about 2 weeks overdue. So we pray every day that this baby enters the earth plane safe and healthy and with ease and grace. So hopefully that happens in the next day or two, you know, because the temps continue to get colder. Here's our little baby dancer hiding behind her mama. She's not super social. She likes to stay by her mama. And then here's baby Eclipse. He's all better from the diarrhea that he was having. So our treatment protocol worked. He still has several days though left on the antibiotics. And that's just the way it goes. Once you start antibiotics, you gotta complete the course. And we do a 7-day course whenever we're treating an alpaca for an infection. Hi, buddy. This is Lotus. He's my favorite baby. He's not for sale because he's my favorite. Ow, dude.
So Lotus was actually born, and so was Eclipse, without their teeth, their incisors on the bottom being visible yet, which is a sign of prematurity. So his teeth have come in, and so has baby Eclipse's since they've been born. And there's baby Cyprus. He's so cute, that little black baby right there. Him and his mama have been sold though, so they're going to be heading to a new farm up in Reno in, I don't know, a few weeks or so. Dave is actually, these are some established clients we have up in Reno, so Dave is driving to Reno next week to pick up their female animals and bring them back down here to be bred. And then he'll bring these guys back up with those other ladies after they're done breeding. So sometimes when we sell alpacas, we sell them with breed backs. Sometimes we don't, but we always offer to, you know, bring the alpacas back and get them pregnant again if you want to grow your alpaca family. And, you know, people just like us, everybody gets addicted to alpacas and having babies because, you know, witnessing birth and participating with life on earth is a miracle in itself. So it's very fulfilling to have babies. Huh, buddy? This is Eclipse. Remember, he was born on the day of the eclipse 2 weeks early. So that's how he got his name. Okay, I gotta get weights and get these babies moved out to get some sunshine. Wanna let out your brothers?
To maximize the health and wellness of alpacas, it's important to keep them in groups of similar ages. So we keep the babies and mamas together, we keep our juveniles together in another pen, and then our other pregnant females are together in our main female pen. At the time of this video, we were still keeping our little baby girl, Dancer, separate from the males at night because we had only had male babies born so far on our farm this season, and Dancer is quite a bit smaller and she's still a couple of weeks younger than the other babies, and the males do tend to play a little bit rougher than the females. I'm wet felting some mittens. I begin first by making a template of my hand and then laying out lots of layers of fiber. I am making these mittens for myself to wear this winter and then also to help me prepare for an upcoming mitten making workshop. Wet felting is an ancient primitive technique that uses temperature changes and friction to create an unwoven durable textile. It is possibly the very first textile that humans learned how to make. To make them a custom fit, I am wet felting them directly to my hands while also having a dance party with myself. If you join me for my mitten making workshop on January 13th in Phoenix, we will definitely be having a dance party as well.
These mittens are hands down one of my most favorite things that I've made. They turned out so good. Very luxurious, very soft, of course, because it's 100% alpaca. So when you saw me having that dance party with myself yesterday, I was actually felting these gloves by creating lots of friction, and I was shaping them to the exact size of my hands, just like I do when I make a hat. So they are custom. It doesn't get any more custom than this. So that, you know, statement fits like a glove actually has a deeper meaning to me now. So if you sign up for mitten making, the workshop I'm teaching in January, you will be making your very own custom mittens, and you'll get to choose your colors from the 22 colors that we have growing on our alpacas on our off-grid farm. Look at how adorable they are even off. they're so cute. That's the size of my hands, little tiny hands. Just to give you some comparison how far I've come on my felting journey, I made these a year ago. These are last year's mittens. Very different, still very cool, but not as nice as the gloves I made yesterday. Now, I hope to see you at the mitten making workshop January 13th at the Homestead in Phoenix. Bye-bye.